Hello, all you freaks and creeps. We are here on our Halloween October set. It's all spooky and shit.
Ooh.
So today in our rant video, we are going to be talking about a movie we saw years ago when it was actually still in theaters called Chernobyl Diaries. Came out in 2012. So it came out a while ago.
I was pretty excited for it.
Yeah, me too. Because if you don't know what Chernobyl is, you need to look it up because it was a real natural disaster. Not natural disaster. It was a real disaster that happened in Russia where a nuclear plant leaked and exploded and anybody who didn't get out of the city fucking died. And it is so incredibly toxic there that 20 minutes into Chernobyl and you'll die. Like your skin will just start fucking melting. That's how toxic this place is. And I think last year, the year before, the Russian government came out with like, oh, you know what? It's getting better. You can totally go in.
Totally.
It's like, no.
Now they make you, if you go in, you have to have like...
You have to have a hazmat suit.
Well, not necessarily. Well, it depends on how far you go in.
Yeah.
You know, usually like you have to have all these kind of clearances, and then they give you like this like little thing to wear, and then like it will start beeping and clicking, like if if you're like too close to a spot that you need to get the fuck out, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why I was pretty stoked about it. Like I thought like this is gonna be some trippy shit, you know, because what could possibly be there kind of thing.
But the movie was a real letdown. It wasn't, I was going to say it wasn't god-awful, but from what I remember, it was pretty bad because even the ending, it was like, what the
Well, there was moments that you thought like, oh yes, we're going to see something, you know, like the part where like they're by the water and like it starts bubbling and stuff. It's sort of like towards the beginning, you think, oh fuck, maybe there's going to be like a mutant fish, you know, because you think like there's going to be like some mutant animal. I mean, there has to be, you know, right? So like, what could be in the water that's gonna, you know, but nothing ever like happened. It was just bubbles, you know. So it was sort of a letdown like that. Like you're like, the time I really want something like to pop up or maybe like follow them in the water or something. Like it never happened. Yeah. Then there was like wild dogs, but they weren't nothing wrong. They were just wild. There was just a pack of wild dogs.
Yeah. The best scene in that movie was when they were all in like a hospital or a school or something exploring or whatever the fuck they were doing. And it got all quiet, and they're like, what was that noise? And they're trying to listen, and it's all quiet. Bam! Fucking bear goes running through the fucking hallway.
Oh yeah, that was like towards the beginning when they went to check out the apartment.
Yeah, it was a great jump scare, and it was there was nothing wrong with that fucking bear though. The bear was fine. It wasn't
just the bear. Yeah.
He was just really pissed off. Like there was nothing wrong with him. But that was like the coolest fucking scene was when they were all trying to hide from the bear.
Yeah, they all like dodged out of the way. But like, so that's how it went. And then you're supposed to get out of there by dark. Yeah. Well, what happened was they weren't supposed to go in there. Like the tour guide, they went through the front and they were like, no, you can't. Today's not a good day. And so they're like, oh, he's like, I know a back way. When that shit happens, you go, no, let's just take me fucking home. You know, like, they don't want us there for a reason. And another thing, in scary movies and shit like that, I know there would be no movie if it happened, but use your fucking common sense. Yeah. Like, how does no one in a horror movie never seen a horror movie? Yeah. You know, like, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, I know what's gonna fucking happen, okay? We're going. Yeah. Like, we're going.
And maybe, you know, listen to your tour guide.
Yeah. Well, no, the tour guide is the one's like, I know a back way.
Oh, it was a tour guide?
It was a tour guide, yeah.
Don't listen to your tour guide.
So he took him, and like, it was pretty cool. It almost looked like it was like the original set. I mean, it looked, I don't know if they really filmed it.
Oh, there's no fucking way.
But it was like pretty cool. And you're supposed to be out of there by dark. So what happens is, they get back into the car, and it doesn't turn on, you know? Oh my goodness, it doesn't turn on. So, I think the tour guide goes off or something, and then he doesn't show up, and then of course more people go out, and it's dark. You're not supposed to be there in the nighttime.
Yeah.
And then more shit. They don't come back, and it just goes downhill. You really gotta watch it. I mean, it's like okay, but it's not like, oh, I gotta go fucking watch that or anything like that. I mean, it has to do with spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it already, mutants, I guess, for the workers that were there.
Yeah, the ending was stupid, and that's when like all that shit's like. I don't know, it's like they didn't know what to do with the ending, so like, oh, let's throw this in. So like the girl's escaping from this fucking hospital thing, and then there's all these guys in the hazmat suits, which is probably the fucking government, the Russian government, and they're like, oh yeah, don't worry, we'll take care of you, and like they fucking kill her, they drag her back into the fucking hospital or some shit.
They kill everybody but her, and then then she's in a room, they're like looking through a little thing.
But she's like practically dying anyway because of all the radiation now.
Yeah, with all the radiation.
They just drag her back into Chernobyl.
Yeah. And then it closes with like, they threw her into the room with a bunch of the mutants, and then it ends like that. They're like, oh, no one's gonna miss her kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like, fuck it, and whatever. So.
Which would make for a good ending if they had actually talked about shit like that throughout the movie, but it was just kind of thrown in at the last minute.
Yeah, again, it was another movie that we watched that only had a very small cast. You know?
Yeah, it circled around like 6 people, and then like it dwindled down as more and more people got off.
Like we always say about these kind of movies, if you have a small cast, you have to keep it interesting enough for the viewer to want more. Not necessarily a lot of things going on, but like at least the dialogue. The dialogue wasn't like funny, it wasn't intriguing, there wasn't that much dialogue in the first place. So it was just like, oh, you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for like the mutants or the zombies or whatever you think is going to be there, and it leaves you very unfulfilled for sure.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. So
I guess what rating would you give it out of Kitty Paws?
I would give it, I don't know, that's a tough one. I would probably just give it like half a kitty paw, you know, just half.
I'd give it probably 1 bat, only because it's based on Chernobyl. Like they didn't give Chernobyl any justice, but yeah. I mean, the fact that they tried doing something for Chernobyl about Chernobyl was fucking cool. But it's, yeah, just one.
I'd rather watch a documentary, which I have about it, and it's a lot better.
Yeah, you know? That shit's fucked up.
Yeah, and you get to see all the animals and like how like their bones, like you could still like when you see like skeletons of the animals and stuff like that, like there's radiation in their bones and stuff like that. And then there's wolves. The wolves, like the radiation has done something to them where they live a lot longer and they produce more quickly.
Really?
Yeah, something like that. It was really crazy. It was just, they're called the Chernobyl wolves. You gotta look it up.
Oh my god, that's horrifying.
It's really cool. Yeah. So half a kitty paw for Chernobyl.
And 1 bat. For
So,
Chernobyl Diaries. Chernobyl Diaries.
Chernobyl Diaries, Chernobyl. The stupid movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if there's any other movies that you'd like us to watch, whether it's old, indie, whatever, that's just coming out or hasn't come out yet, but you've heard about it, let us know in the comments. And be sure to thumbs up and subscribe. And
yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.